Good evening, everybody. Today I am very excited to review one of my favorite movies out of the Cornetto trilogy, directed by Edgar Wright. It's a movie that has a lot of action and a lot of humor and just a lot of fun into it, and even a lot of creativity. And it might be just well known. It's very well known as Hot Fuzz. I really, really, really love this movie. Hot Fuzz is a 2007 action comedy mystery directed by Edgar Wright, and it stars his famous two actors, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And it also has an ensemble cast of other directors, of other actors like Jim Broadbent, Timothy Dalton, and other people. And the story features around a London cop named Nicholas Angel. He's been assigned to a small English town to take care of it until he realizes that there is a strange mystery going on. He eventually realizes that there is a cult following in that small English town, so it's up to him to save the day and to realize what in the heck is going on. And as he solves his mystery, he eventually meets up with the other cops of the town, and he even builds a cruel and funny relationship with another cop, which is played by Nick Frost. And the two of them eventually have their duo, and now you've got a great Edgar Wright movie. Oh my goodness, words cannot describe how much love I have for this hilarious film. This film is beautifully crafted by Edgar Wright in terms of comedy, action, humor, mystery, suspense. I mean, you have all of those moods going into one movie, and this is the one movie that it does, and it's incredible. Edgar Wright is a director whom I've always appreciated. I've appreciated his Cornetto trilogy movies of Shaun of the Dead, and I even loved, Baby Driver, but this has to be one of my favorites. It's not my favorite, but one of my favorites. This movie has just a lot of things going for it, and this is all for Edgar Wright. All praise goes to Edgar Wright. He's someone who really knows how to make a cop buddy film so much fun and so entertaining and even really funny at the same time. He even wrote some of the most memorable jokes and even the most memorable sequence that really keeps me laughing, and he's a genius when it comes to comedy, action, and seriousness. And that's something that I have trouble with directors and discovering your style. But with Edgar Wright, he knows how to write humor at the right time. He knows how to put humor at the right time. And it's just amazing, and it's all due to, just the feel of this film. Now, for a movie like Hot Fuzz, I'm going to break this review into 3 sections. This first section will be dedicated to comedy. As I said in this review, the humor in this movie is hilarious. It really comes at the right time, and it comes naturally. It never feels forced or, unused or, unnecessary, and that's what I find really funny about this film. This movie is also a parody of buddy cop comedies like, Die Hard and Point Break, and it's making fun of those tropes, This movie's not just only a comedy mystery, it's also a parody in that way, which is why Hot Fuzz is so unique. And because of the humor, I will react one of my favorite scenes from Hot Fuzz, and please forgive me for either bad acting or terrible English accent, so here it goes. When's your birthday? 22nd of February. What year? Every year. Get out. The other thing I'm going to critique, which is number 2 on my list, is the action scenes and violence. And this movie is pretty violent. And not in the sense of there's blood and guts everywhere, where there is, but only when it's needed to. But at the same time, this movie is also paying homage to grotesque murders. And this is what it's trying to do. It's trying to make it, not very in a humorous way, but not glorifying violence in a way like a Tarantino movie. But, yeah, so whenever there's action, it's, related to the plot, and it's kind of like, when you watch Die Hard or a Bond movie, but when it comes, it goes all out, and it goes all out in necessary times, and when it needs to, just like the humor. So, basically, they go hand in hand, and it's another great thing that Edgar Wright did for this film, and that's honestly what I loved. And another thing about the action is that it can be really funny, especially the stunts. Sometimes you can have Simon Pegg doing this stunt, but then you have Nick Frost attempting it, but he doesn't do too well in it, and it just makes me laugh every time. Now, the third thing on my list would be the acting, and sure, I could probably go on to the plot and the story of the film, but that would be into spoiler territory. But honestly, this movie functions because of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They are the reason why this movie is amazing. Whenever you see these two on screen, you can see their chemistry. You can see their friendship function. And whenever you see these guys doing funny stuff, they always make everyone laugh. They make the audience laugh. They make everyone have a great time. They're very talented in what they do. Ever since they did Space back in 1999, and then later Shaun of the Dead in '04, and then now this, and then their other movies. I mean, they're the reasons why the Cornetto trilogy is the Cornetto trilogy. They're the two main characters of this movie that really function very well, and seeing these two on screen just, they always make me happy, and they're the reasons why this movie works. And whenever I see them, I want to see more, and that's another reason why Hot Fuzz was just excellent, because these two were, they gave up terrific performances. Everyone gave up terrific performances, but it's just Simon Pegg and Nick Frost were the very special ones. Not just as the leads, but also as the people who knew how to make comedy work, and especially with their collaboration with Edgar Wright. One more thing I'd like to say about Hot Fuzz is that in addition for it being not just a funny movie and a movie that pays homage to buddy cop movies and action movies, this movie also makes fun of itself, and there are a lot of Easter eggs in this movie, and I will not go into the Easter eggs because that will lead into spoiler territory, but maybe just one Easter egg is that the Cornetto ice cream that they eat, it's the color blue, and it reflects, you know, the policemen that they wear, I mean, the color of the policemen, because policemen represent blue, and they're even shared in other Cornetto trilogies, like Shaun of the Dead, red for zombies, and then World's End, green for, you know, aliens. So, that's all I have to say. So, I guess this is going to be my review. I will conclude this review by just saying Hot Fuzz is just amazing. That's all I'm going to say, and I will love to give this movie a 10 out of 10.